Hey everybody, it's Master Gallengeist here, bringing you my review of Thor issue 7. And I really enjoyed this issue. Now, granted, it's not as big and as epic as what we've seen before with Thor dealing with Thanos and the Black Winter and all that. And I like that. This is kind of more of a, I wouldn't say a lull issue because there are important things going on, but more kind of even kind of tempered, like bringing us into a new kind of phase of what's going on. So it's not action packed. There aren't really big, giant action sequences in this one, but it still does a good job of conveying where Thor's at, Beta Ray Bill, Sif, and a couple of other characters that are important to this. So we start off and we are introduced to a new character, Adam Aziz, and we see that he is an interesting character because he has been in prison for like aggravated assault and armed robbery and everything, but that he now, in his older age, has taken over his father's shop of like a mechanic where he fixes cars and everything. He's done some stupid things in his life and he has kind of done better things with fixing people's vehicles and everything and anything, and pretty much going like, yeah, I don't really need any other tools. A poor workman is the one who blames his tools, as we see that going on in his head, as we see that Mjolnir falls from the sky and crashes on the ground. And we see that he walks up to it, sees something, calls the phone, uses his phone to call someone, and they're like, oh, yeah, hold on, I need to tell you something. We then shift over to Lady Sif talking with one of the Ravens as she's like, why are you doing this? He's like, it's a test, I gotta see what's going on. And she, of course, is like, fine, I'll let you know, I'll give even Hugin my eyes so that way you can see as well, and then tells him good luck. As we see Thor in an interesting different kind of outfit. I really like the art style that we've got here. Not that the art style that we didn't have previously was fucking epic and I loved it, but it's interesting to see Thor in a different kind of outfit as he's got like a horned helmet and everything, and I get a very big sense of him shifting into a Borson Odin's Bor slash Odin kind of thing that's going on with his outfit when he's not usually looking like Thor. And it's like, okay, so he's going in to talk to Beta Ray Bill. And he's like, alright, why'd you bring me here? He's like, I kind of wanted to drink with a friend. And he's like, listen, I'm not of Asgard. You kind of made sure of that by smashing the hammer and everything. And if you want to drink, you should do it alone. And he's like, otherwise, kind of get to your point. But it's not completely adversarial. He's like, oh, he does make a joke, and Thor's like, crap. And he's like, listen, I'm usually kind of stoked, but that was a joke. What's going on with you, man? And we notice that Beta Ray Bill is noticing that something is off with Thor. And he, of course, brings up the whole thing of, tell me about Thanos. We then, of course, shift over, and we see that people in Broxton, in Oklahoma, of course, that's where Adam Aziz was, and where the hammer fell, and it's like, oh, look, Thor's doing all this kind of stuff. Tony, of course, pops up. He's like, all right, kind of let me see. Gets to Adam. He's like, listen, I don't care about that stuff. How did you get my number? And then we look at Mjolnir, and it says, call Tony Stark. And it has the number on it. And Thor's like, not funny. And like, Tony's like, not funny. Thor's like, that'll teach you to write on Mjolnir, you armored jackass. And Beta Ray Bill's like, what's going on? He's like, walk with me. And, of course, Beta Ray Bill then gives the lowdown of what he has been doing since he was in the Guardians of the Galaxy, everything. They, of course, had dealt with Thanos and Hela trying to resurrect him, Thanos having uploaded his consciousness into his brother Eros, and they tried to bring him back, and he's like, you sure he's dead? He's like, yeah, I used Stormbreaker to put a black hole in his undead chest. So I'm like, yeah, he's pretty much dead, but of course, Thor's like, yeah, we'll have to see. He's like, alright, come this way. He's like, what else? And Thor's like, I can't trust myself. If I should fall or if I should be corrupted, I'm going to need you as my second in command, as like my war guy, to lead the armies of Asgard. And to knock some sense into you if need be. That too. And he's like, well, I'm going to need a hammer for that. He's like, brings him in for any different kind of weapon at all. I'm like, yeah, this is good, Thor. This is good. And he shows him everything. He's like, but Thor, where's Mjolnir? He's like, something's wrong. and he's of course been alluding to this. There's like something's wrong with fate, something's wrong with me, something's wrong with Asgard. We have to kind of fix what's going on here. And of course, once he brings up the whole Mjolnir thing, he's like, something is wrong, something is broken in Mjolnir or whatnot. I went and I was doing this test. And we see Adam Aziz looking and dealing with everything. Tony's like, I don't know what's going on. Everybody's like, what's going on here? And he's like, something is amiss. I noticed that the hammer was growing heavier and heavier each day. And at some point I wouldn't be able to lift it. And I'm thinking, okay, am I unworthy, or has Mjolnir not liked me or whatnot? He's like, that's not the issue. It keeps growing heavier for me, but we see that the hammer says, pick me up. And Tony's like, shit. And we'd also seen that he had commented on this issue. He's like, I should be able to lift it. I don't know why I can't lift it. And he puts up a barrier and says, Thor, what the fuck are you doing, pretty much? And then we see that Adam lifts it up, and we get told that it's easier for everybody else to pick up, and he has now become pretty much like a Thor. And it's like, holy crap. And his outfit and everything is really kind of cool. I like the transformation that we see. He's like, what the hell? And I'm like, okay, this is interesting. Evidently, it's not the usual kind of thing of Thor being unworthy. Something is going on that is shifting what is going on with the basic properties of Mjolnir. For some reason, it's getting harder and harder for Thor to lift it, but yet we see other people being able to lift it now. This random dude. So this is going to be an important thing of what is going on with Mjolnir, and an explanation of that hopefully comes within this arc. I'm like, oh god. And I'm interested to see what Adam is going to be able to do with this, and if he's like, what this is going to do, because there aren't a lot of people that are worthy to wield Mjolnir. So opening it up like this is going to be a very interesting kind of story progression, and I can't wait to see how this kind of shakes out, how this is going to affect the whole power structure of Asgard, what they're going to do with Beta Ray Bill, if he's going to get a new Stormbreaker or a new weapon, or how that's all going to go out, and how he's going to deal being a kind of second in command for Thor, and what is going to eventually lead to Thor, and that final prophetic vision that he had from the Black Winter. At least we know that Thor is thinking ahead and trying to deal with this and trying to figure out what to do with it. That's really awesome, and I can't wait to see how this shakes out. So those are my opinions on the issue. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Also like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.